What's up, YouTube family? We're back with another video, exploring an abandoned village in Asturias, surrounded by these landscapes. Well, right now I'm in a bit of a shady spot because I needed to record this. It's insanely hot today, but we're about to head down. We're almost ready to. You saw the earlier landscapes and we're nearly at the abandoned village. Later, I'll show you a panoramic view so you can see where it's situated. But as always, I had to come here with the off-road vehicle, and as you can see, the trails are pretty rough in some places, so yeah. One thing I wanted to mention is that I've noticed most of the people who watch the videos aren't subscribed to the channel. It would really help me a lot if you subscribed, because that way YouTube supports me. And that way I could help cover some of the costs for these trips, since these places are pretty far away and diesel is quite expensive. So if you can subscribe, it would really help me out a lot. So that's it. I'm going to show you the next village, which is amazing. Let's get to it. Alright folks, I was coming down the road that's supposed to lead to the village, and I wanted to show you this amazing view. I wanted to show you where the village is actually located. As you can see, it's a valley, and down there is the village, and it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It looks amazing. I'm not going to take any longer, and I'm going to go down there. I managed to leave the car here, and I wanted to show you the place. It's incredible, seriously. It's set in a valley, and this will be the entrance to the village. The first thing we come across is this Oreo here, and well, next would be a house here. What surprises me the most is that they put in PVC windows, a good wooden door, but the whole place is being overtaken by weeds everywhere. It's really strange. The furniture and old things have been left down there. But the house, I don't know, man, it's kind of semi-abandoned. Because you can see what the area around that window is like. It's full of weeds. The owner hasn't been here for a long time. As you can see here, there is stuff thrown around. Look, they are
Garrafas.
metal canisters. Wow, I can't even get it out of there. It's really stuck. Anyway, I'll keep showing you this part over here. Well, like I was telling you, it has all new windows and a new door, but the house is poof. You can see how it is. It has the old gas stove, the old furniture thrown here. You'd enter the stable through there, but I won't go in since it looks like someone owns the house. But anyway, I'm going to head over to that area I was telling you about, which looks like it's in the best shape. Here, they had a little garden, the entrance to a vegetable garden. And this area is the nicest, where the Oreo is, and a bunch of little houses around. There's another one in the back, and we're going to check them out one by one. Well, you can see that you can still make out the streets this village used to have. We're going to go down this one here first. We're walking against the light, so it might look a bit strange, but I can't help it. Well, this would be the Oreo and everything they left down here. It's a ton of wood. For viewers from other countries who may not know what an Oreo is, as I've mentioned in other videos, the Oreos were places where in the past people used to store food, corn and things like that. And here you can't see it very well, but look, this is a pergolo. And what they achieved with this, okay, was that I'm repeating this for those who don't understand or are watching from other countries. The mice would climb up there, they'd come across this stone, and then they couldn't get past it here, and they couldn't reach the food, okay? And as always, well, the ladder would be there, the ladder would be here, so they couldn't get in either because there was nowhere to climb up. And this granary, well, this is a panera because of its shape, and the pergolas it has is longer, and it's a granary, and it's quite old. It's been restored quite a bit, as you can see, but there are original pieces that could be more than 200 years old. Some are even older, some have names written, but this one, for example, has nothing. I don't see anything. Well, this is one of the main streets. As you can see, look, this stable, for example, does have a padlock, and it must have been years since that padlock was opened. But I don't go around breaking doors or anything. I show you what you can access without using force and always with a lot of respect. because these houses probably belong to people who have either passed away or their relatives couldn't inherit them, since, as you can see, they're in the middle of nowhere. You can see for yourselves. As you can see there too, there are things, but well, it's mostly just trash and some farming tools. Wow, this is incredible. This village is completely frozen in time. Later we'll check out these two houses, which are the only two houses in this area. I've seen that this stable is open, so I'm going to show it to you so you can see what it's like. Well, today I'm well equipped with lights. Let's see. Well, a handmade ladder, old, really old. Wow, look at this. I could tell from a mile away because look, this is a pack saddle, the kind animals used to carry things on their sides. They carried baskets and used it to transport materials, things from the garden, everything they needed. As you can see, this is where the grass was stored. I don't see anything else, just as you can see things thrown on the floor. Old grass, very old. And this was the hayloft where they kept the grass. It's pretty well preserved. Look, this is handmade. It's been a long time since I've seen something like this. And look, the things for the pack saddles, for putting on the animals to make them carry loads. And here they stayed anchored to the wall for years and years and years. Who knows how many years this has been closed. Alright, let's go out. Let's leave it as it was. And we're going to go see more than just this town. Honestly, it's beautiful. Look, this used to be a house. Wow, it still has the name of the lady. That's nice, but I won't show it out of respect. But it still has the name of the lady who lived here. This would be a little bench. She had to sit here by the door. Look at this house. Look at the old glass panes. It's incredible to see this in person. Well, look. Look. Anisette, brandy. Brandy. This is a board from a very, very, very old anisette box that they used to repair that over there back in the day. Alright, let's see what's inside. And well, it's a stable. An old stable. Well, it's just a stable, nothing more. There's nothing else here either. It still has the bulb and everything, see? There. Boff, incredible. This is another house that still has the mailbox as well. What really caught my attention is that the light bulb is still on. There it is, still lit on this utility pole. Day and night, since I visited during the day and it was already on, so I assume it stays on all the time. Imagine this town at night with this little bulb still on. Incredible. Well, the house is closed, so we're not going to go in. So I'm going to show you what was around the area. Here I imagine that they kept the livestock because they still have the bathtub there that they put there for the animals to drink from. But anyway, it's been a long time, and like I said, nobody comes here anymore. I mean, or at least to give water to the animals because it's green inside. It's really grown here. Animals graze in the mountains and pass through, which is why you see these paths. Look at the back of the house. It's being overtaken by weeds. Phew, this place is incredible, really incredible. It's really blowing me away. 2 women lived here, from the names I've been able to read on the signs. There was another house here. There was another one here, but it collapsed and, well, the weeds have taken over and we won't be able to get in. But anyway, there's a little path over here that I saw. And we're going to go in to see what we find. Let's see what we find. But this is the back of the village. Well, look, they put a... Oof, almost fell. They put a new gate here. Which is locked. There are 2 doors here. Let's see what's inside. And nothing, it's just that the ceiling is collapsing. There's a water hose running through here. Look, some old horseshoes. And that's about it. Look, a vase over there. An old one over there. The ceiling is falling down. But here we have another door. Let's see if it's open first. Yes, it's open. Wow, look at those cobwebs. For anyone who truly dislikes spiders. Wow. Let me clear it so I can at least get in here. Whoa. Incredible, all the old wood that's here. Old. Oh my, look at that wicker basket. Like in all the villages we visit, we find them. Look at that old chair over there. Let's see if I can get over there. Look at that chair. Check out that water jug. Old. Oh my God. There are work tools everywhere. Bags like these. Made of raffia, or I don't know right now what that material is called. Esparto, I guess. Look at what's here. Well, I imagine I'm stepping on the roof and I'm not going to keep walking forward, but I wanted to show you what's here. Which I imagine is the spur of a, yes, they're the stirrups of a horse saddle. Look. Since I know you really like to look at everything in detail, I try to show them to all of you. Look at this old little bottle. Colmenares. Camasavilea. River Ribeño. A super old jar. Well, there's not much else here. This is also where they kept the hay. Look, another old box. How nice. I'll show you some old cups. Typical of the village. And more cups over there. And that's it. There's not much else either. And a lot of hay was left sitting here when the people from this village left. Well, let's go out and walk around here, around the houses. I'll show you the lower part, which is also beautiful. Well, I've come out of there and I've left it as it was. Actually, even better because the latch wasn't even on. I put it on and now we're walking down this beautiful little street. Fundador. This is a small street that went down. Honestly, I think it's beautiful with all this moss here. And let's see what we find here. We came from where the car is parked. Not sure if you can see it. And this street is the street we'd have to walk back along. And look, it has doors underneath. Oh my, they're full of cobwebs too. As you can see, nobody has been in here for many years. I'm going to try and see if it's open. Yes. Well, look at the cobwebs. Wow, anyone who's afraid of spiders, I imagine they'll freak out a bit. I'm going to go in carefully so I don't get cobwebs on me. And we'll see what's inside. But well, it's a stable. It's a stable. These are their rock-carved drinking troughs. All of that is the rock we walked down, and it's been put to use. Well, nothing, just jugs. And not much else. These people were really into storing things on the wall, and that's where some of the tools have stayed. See? People used to store things on the walls in the old days. This video is longer than usual because the village is beautiful and I wanted to show you everything in detail. Because honestly, it's very hard to find villages like this. It's not as easy as it might seem. And a lot of people, I know you asked me to tell you the locations so you can come visit them. It really frustrates me to say no to you. But the thing is, these villages have ended up like this, just poof, lost, and in a kind of time bubble. Thanks to the fact that, well, people don't talk much about them. So when I get a tip about a village like this, I try to be respectful to the people who gave me the tip above all. And not say where they are, well, because I know many of you would respect that. But I know that many would commit acts of vandalism. They would break down the doors of the houses to see what they're like inside. I don't like those things and prefer this to stay in a kind of time bubble. So I'm sorry, but I can't reveal where these places are. If you find them, that's great. But I won't be able to tell you where they are. But look at the balcony this house had. Imagine the views when all of this was open to the valley. It's beautiful, honestly. Let's see if this one is open too, that's another thing. And I'll film it for you now. Well, this one, as you can see, is also full of cobwebs. But what catches my attention the most about this door is that it's the original one from over 100 years ago. You can see the carvings on the original stone, on the original wood. This door is completely homemade. Oh, it sounds like a horror movie. Imagine if we found someone here right now, haha. Well, look at this feeding trough I made by hand. With the little pieces of wood. They would keep them there, you see? The tools. Look, there's a bat. There's a bat in here. I don't know if you caught it on camera, but there was a bat. That's awesome, man. Well, a pitchfork used for hay and a feeder over there. And like everything, it's full of cobwebs. When there are cobwebs this big, it means nobody has been here for a really long time. A really long time. And it's nice to be the first ones to come here. The first ones in quite a while. So, let's go check out the one next to it. Well, there's not much we can do except leave it as closed as possible. Look at how it is. I opened this earlier so I could see what the village was like. But anyway, I hadn't gone inside anywhere. You saw that there were cobwebs on the door. Look, look. The house must be amazing inside, honestly. Too bad it wasn't open for us to go inside. Well, you can see that piece over there supporting the house. That's handmade, and it could be incredibly old. It could even be reused from who knows where. That type of stone, sandstone, was used to sharpen scythes and knives. Those of you who follow me on Instagram, one day Perry, my friend, showed you how it was done at the door of a church. So I'll leave my Instagram down here for you. And I encourage you to follow me because sometimes I post interesting things. It's not really related to what I do here. But you'll know when I'll upload a new video. Wow, look, before we go into this last stable, look at what's here. Look at these old wagon wheels. Oh my, how beautiful, man. With this, they make benches here for people to sit on. That's amazing, man. Girl. What a crazy town. Well, as you can see, the houses are built right on top of the rock itself, on the mountain where we are. They used it to... This stone is amazing. I really love ancient stones like this. Who knows where they were taken from originally? from old churches, even Roman ones, who knows, from the Roman era. Well, here's another door that seems to be open, right? Let's see. Let's see what this is. It looks like this is where they kept the pigs, the hogs. Well, in every country they call them differently. And since I know people from many places watch me, well, the pigs, where they would keep the pigs. They could have at least put a window in for the poor things. But anyway, I won't say anything else because I wouldn't even keep them there in a village like this. I'd let them roam around here honestly, eating whatever. And the last one, which must also be a stable, is under the house. Wow, this one goes a bit further back. Let me see if I can make the light a bit stronger. Well, there's not much to see here. Well, look, an old flashlight. And a syringe with buscapina, this is what they'd give them. Look, a spider. Hahaha. For those of you who are afraid, I'm also afraid of spiders, don't think otherwise. It's just that over time I've gotten over it, and living in a country house, well, I've had to get used to it. But I also get a bit panicked. Spiders really disgust me. Look, it's been a very long time since an animal has eaten here. I mean, these were automatic waterers. A lot of people might not know, but well, the animal would press here and water would come out. Well, there's not much around here, and here there's an open door. Damn, there's something in here. Wow, there's so much stuff in here. The ceiling? Well, it looks fine. I'm going in. Whoa, look, a field. Something they used to put on bells or on animals back in the day. And this a bit. Old containers for storing wine and cider. Wow, incredible, man. Incredible. This is an old iron wheel. I can't quite tell what it's from. What is it from? Well, as you see, they kept, everything. There are jugs of oil, old bottles. Wow, this is all full of cobwebs, oh my. The things I do to show you this, I don't even know if I would have come in here myself. There's a really old door. There's a really old wicker basket over there. Let me try to focus on it so you can see it. There, do you see it? It's eaten away. I can't go down because it's full of wood and I'm afraid I'll get hurt. But anyway, containers. Well, you can imagine what these people would keep here. Look, there's an old box over there. An old wooden box over there with old bottles. Cider, Osborne, all kinds. Cologne containers. These are super old, I think, for washing. And well, more bottles and nothing, just junk they kept here. There are leather strips, which I imagine are from the tools of work from the animals. And not much else, look. These bottles here are very old. A neighbor of mine knows a lot about this. He already told me that there are cider bottles that are worth many thousands of euros because of the type of glass that was used. It was handmade, and you can find out by looking at the bottom part of the bottles. You could figure out where they were made. Honestly, I don't know much about it. So if anyone knows about this and wants to leave a comment, I always read them. I try to read all your comments. I'm going to get out of here because it's full of cobwebs. And let's go outside. Well, honestly, it's nice to get out. I'm going to leave the door as it was. Let's see, this way like this. And well, I guess this rope was put here to tie it to something. But well, this is how I found it. I'm gonna hang it here. And well, I think there's not much more to see. I'm going to go out to the main square and see if I have anything else to show you. Before I leave, since we've already seen one light bulb turned on, the other street lamp in the village, there are only two, also has its bulb on. I mean, incredible. ¿Os imagináis venir de noche a este pueblo con esas dos farolas encendidas? Tiene que ser brutal. Yo no me voy a quedar porque la pista, la verdad que hay que salir entre todo el monte. I don't like it at 4 or at night, so no thanks. Well, because they were closed, and as I was saying, we don't go around breaking doors. We try to visit everything with the utmost respect, without using force, without people living in the houses, obviously, and all those things. You have to be careful with urbex. But I really hope you enjoyed it a lot. Honestly, I hope to find another village soon and be able to show you how sad it is to see depopulated Asturias and that no one cares about these villages. Where is real life, really? Yeah, it would really be here, where we would eat healthy, have a much healthier life mentally, and we wouldn't be in such a hurry. And the summary is that in the past people lived much better, and it's a shame to see these villages like this, abandoned. That's all for now. Subscribing helps me a lot, and following me on Instagram would be amazing. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next video.